My name is Lindsey Cardinal. I'm originally born in Edmonton, Alberta. I moved to Ontario in 1999, and I was living up north on Manitoulin Island for about 10 years prior to coming to Toronto in 2011. Currently I just turned 38, and yeah.
Just turned 38, and you said you're from where?
Edmonton, Alberta.
So you've come down from Edmonton to Scarborough.
No, I came from Edmonton. I moved to Wasaga Beach with my foster parents.
Yeah.
And we lived there for 1 year. And then in 2000, we moved to Manitoulin Island. And then I started my own family. I have 2 kids up there. And,
Sorry, where do you have the 2 kids?
Manitoulin Island. It's, about an hour and a half north of Sudbury.
Manitoba Island,
No,
okay.
Manitoulin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 kids, you said?
There, yes.
There, and and what are they, male, female, and how
I
old?
have a son. He's 19.
Wow.
Yes, and my daughter, she's just turned 17.
Do you want to say anything in case they see this video, or?
I love them.
You love them?
Yes.
Okay. And you said, so how long have you been in Toronto?
Since 2011.
So you've been here since 2011.
Yes.
And how was your upbringing, your childhood, like with your parents? Do you still have both parents living? You got any siblings?
I didn't know my real dad, but my biological mom, she was alcoholic, suicidal, and I ended up in foster care. And so that reason being, I moved to Ontario with my foster parents. And I have a foster brother. He's 2 years younger than me, but he lives back in Edmonton. And my foster mom passed away, R.I.P. And my dad is still on Manitoulin Island. And I keep in touch with him still. And I lost base with my biological mom. So.
Wow. And they're both still living, right?
My foster dad is.
Okay.
I don't know about my real mom.
Okay.
I made attempts to, my grandpa flew me out west a couple times.
Yeah.
And I've made attempts to try and contact her in places I thought she might be working, women's shelters, and just failed attempts.
And are you mixed with anything? Are you native?
Yes, I'm Métis, so Cree and French.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. You said you've been in Toronto since 2011.
That's correct.
And is it Scarborough that you first came to, or was it downtown?
It was downtown Parkdale.
Parkdale, wow.
Yes. Yeah.
And when did you gradually move down here? And what happened? So when you got to Toronto, did you start off in a bad way, or what's happened?
Kind of. Started off in a bad way. I came here with expectations that this guy had a place for us to stay, and I would have been on programs getting here. And then the day I got here, because I had ended up losing my children to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And everything was one-sided because it's a reserve, so I had no support. I'm not a band member from that reserve, and so I got my kids taken from me, and that's what brought me to Toronto. And then I made attempts to go back. I went back every Christmases and everything to try and do parenting counseling, rehab, relapse prevention, everything. And all I needed to get them back was a house, but unfortunately I'm not a band member, so they don't give housing to non-band members. Yeah, so I wasn't priority, and therefore I couldn't get my kids back because of that. But so the dad ended up getting custody of them.
Yeah.
And they want to move here with me, but I am not stable enough for them to move with me just yet. And so I'll give it some time and see where that goes.
Okay. And so you said when you got to Toronto, you did not dabble in any drugs, did you? Or was it what's happened? Was it alcohol? Was it just the mental stress?
No, I actually don't drink because of my upbringing with alcohol, like seeing my mom and the effects that it had on her.
Yeah.
But I started using drugs because my partner actually introduced me to them, This was back up on Manitoulin Island, and so yeah, that's
what type of drugs?
Crack.
Crack.
Yeah, and oxys.
And oxys.
Yes.
And no heroin.
No, it wasn't really like popular or anything there. It wasn't really known because it's a reserve that I was on.
Yeah.
But so then I ended up going on methadone, and that's when I came here with another guy promising me we had a place to stay. So when we got here, the place we were supposed to stay, the lady, she's a biker woman, whatever. Long story short, she thought I was a working girl or something, and because I wanted to go to the store while the guy was sleeping, and so she thought I wanted to go sneak off and do a date or something, and I didn't know nothing about that. So she kicked us out because she was going through her own little issues she just found out her boyfriend was cheating on her.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got kicked out, and I ended up sleeping outside for the first time ever.
With your partner?
No, he actually he took me to this place. There was a park close by to one of his friends that he knew, and his ex lived in the basement. And he brought me some blankets and stuff. He was gonna go back in and grab some more things, and then he never came back outside. So I kind of just slept in Toronto the first night by myself.
And you didn't see him ever since?
No, I had. I did. I was very upset the next day when he came and said he fell asleep.
Yeah.
But I did forgive him, and I kind of felt just like a follower. I did it like I was new to the city and I'd never been here before. And I said, what are we gonna do now? So he said, oh well, I want to go find some crack. And we ended up downtown Parkdale, and he was asking random people, where can I buy crack, where can I buy crack? So he finally met somebody that took him to another person, found it, and we went to go smoke it at the place that we bought it from. And then he asked the guy if I could stay there for a day turned into a week turned into a month, and because he started roofing.
Yeah.
But I had met these couple that lived in the same building that I was staying at, and he didn't like that they were guys, so he started accusations and whatnot, and he got into a fight with one of them, and he ended up hurting the guy. Well, he got bear maced, but he ended up taking the bear mace out of his can and hurting the guy, and ended up in jail 18 months. So I got left alone by myself.
Without him for 18 months.
Not necessarily, like I wasn't waiting for him. Yeah.
But
because
he's the one that brought you here, though, right?
Yes, but also he was institutionalized.
Oh wow! So he goes back and forth.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And how old are you? Did you say again?
How old am I now?
Yeah.
38.
Wow, you don't look it. So as far as today, what are you hooked on as we speak? Like, what do you still
right now?
What addictions do you have?
Fentanyl and crystal meth.
Crystal meth.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing? So you said since 2011, right?
Yeah.
And what's the meth situation? It's not the meth. Sorry, the fentanyl situation like in the city. Is it worse than heroin? Is heroin much better?
Heroin is much better,
yeah.
Because it had more of legs, they say, yeah. So it would last longer. Yeah. Yes, and it also it would it's good for pain, like people that have pain and people that were like had an injury, like car injury or something.
It comes from real medicine.
Yeah, like the opiate. Yeah. But whereas fentanyl, it has a shorter like lifespan, and people need to do it more often, like every 2-3 hours, just to get that same effect as they would for heroin, which they would do every 6 to 8 hours.
And how much is the price different from heroin, or?
No. Well, actually, when I got here to Toronto, heroin was $40 a point. And those are like berry prices right now, and it ended up going down. So now fentanyl is like $20 a point. Yeah.
And where are you staying right now? So let's move on. Where are you staying at this current moment? Did they give you a place to stay? Or?
I live outside in a tent.
No way.
Yes.
So there's no women's shelters or nothing?
They are actually completely full during the winter, so I usually call Central Intake, which is the place that find you.
Yeah.
But I call them every 2 hours when I get a chance to, and somebody stole my phone, my ID, and so So I lost a lot coming here. But when I originally came to Scarborough 3 years ago, I was living in a tent again, and they housed everybody into hotels. Yeah, so all the hotels are currently shelters, and I was just at the Delta here on Kennedy.
They're not taking you in at the Delta?
They kicked me out 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, because
what happened?
There's a lot of fuckery. I don't know if I can swear, but part of my language.
Yeah.
But the staff there, they are there for more than just their check. They pick and choose who they want to
have favorites, and
yes.
So they're not fair and equal with everyone.
Not at all.
Because you must have gave them an attitude a week ago. They used that against you.
No, they actually kept telling me to downsize a 2-bag limit, and I would. So they give me a deadline, like 3 days. They come and they wouldn't even recognize they're in the same room. And it happened a couple of times because my partner then, he would bring a lot of stuff to my room and overcrowd it. So, but I always ended up like throwing a lot of it out. And yeah, I think they wanted me out for just personal issues. Because there's a lot more that's been done to me, and I just got out of a 9.5-year relationship, and that's where I have my third daughter, and she's here in Scarborough with his mom, and it was not healthy relationship.
Okay, yes. And a bit more about Delta, because I keep hearing about Delta. Is it safe in there, and what's the worst thing that you've seen in there?
The worst thing I've seen in there is them kicking people out at this time of year.
This winter time?
Yes, they just kicked out 8 people 2 days ago.
Literally, and they have to hit road. And by the
they
way,
don't find them.
What's the temperature today? Today meant to be the coldest day in a long time.
Yeah.
Can you just tell the audience if you know what the temperature is?
I believe
-18.
Yes.
-18.
I heard it's gonna be that. It was cold yesterday, just as cold, and I heard it's gonna be like that for the next couple of days.
And this is what you're actually wearing.
Yes.
For the winter.
Yeah.
And with regards to women's products, like for your menstrual, women products, who helps you with that? And where do you go for that?
Well, sometimes they have harm reduction.
Yeah.
But it depends on the staff as well. Again. And sometimes security, they'll ask. They have certain people they don't want on property for whatever personal issue, whatever reason. I don't know, but I go there to get or ask somebody that I know to go get it for me.
Wow. So if you guys can hear this, I'm speaking to the audience. This is what homeless and homeless women and women with addictions and unfortunate, the less fortunate women on the streets have to go through. They have to literally beg for products that they need every month. The basic things, basic needs. We have to come together, and this is why I started this channel, just to highlight these issues. In the middle of dead winter, this young lady might not even have her toiletries as a woman, just to get by, not even to look good or nothing, just to live. Yeah. And this is why I started this platform, just to raise this awareness and let everybody know, because we're all immune to this. Like no one's immune to this. No one is immune to this. We can find ourselves in this situation at any moment, and we have to see what's really happening out here and why money is being spent on other things rather than helping our own public, our own members of society, and our own citizens. And sorry about that. I just went on a little tangent.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I do that sometimes.
I'm glad somebody is doing this. Yes.
And last few questions. And if you so that's your life, right? If you could speak to the government right now, what would you tell them to do? Like, what would your message be to the government?
To expose a lot of the shelter, to really look into reasons that people has been kicked out, and reasons that people can literally get away with murder there and they'll let them stay.
Yeah.
But whereas me, I came home one night after being out all night in the shelter. I wasn't outside, but my room was trashed. Everything was upside down, and my thermostat was ripped off the wall, and they came to me saying, you're getting kicked out for a week or so. And I said, well, what is so? I understand a week, but and on what reasons? And I said, can I have a supervisor present? You've given me no written, no verbal, like nothing, warning, and you're coming to me now to tell me I have 10 minutes to pack my shit, and or you're calling the cops to escort me out, which they ended up having to do. And I said I need a supervisor present, and they said, oh, the supervisor's busy.
Wow.
Yes.
So you want them to look into basically why people are being kicked out?
Why they're being kicked out, and like there's too much going on, and it seems like when we try to bring media around, they don't allow them in the building.
They don't allow them in the building at all?
No, they don't want to be exposed. I mean, you could talk to a lot of people. Like I can show you a couple of people that would be really good to talk to, and they'd have a lot to say about this place.
And where are they based? In Delta, right?
The ones that I would refer you to talk to are outside.
Outside.
Yes.
Wow. Do you know where they are right now?
No, I might have a general idea, but they too live at tents.
So you want them to basically look into these shelters and see how people are actually being kicked out for no reason, and how some are being favored over the other, rather than equal rights, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so this is where we almost wrap it up. And if you had two wishes today, like this second, this moment, what would those two wishes be? Name your first wish.
For everybody they kicked out to have an actual place for them to go. They don't even give them a token. They don't find them like options for like housing to house them after they get kicked. You're basically out on the street with your bags. If you don't pick up your belongings in 3 days, they throw it out, which I had all my stuff thrown out. And I just wish that they would have somewhere that these people can go, and warm, safe, and because it is hard out here.
Yeah, I understand. So that's one of your wishes. And the second wish would be, like this second. Remember, this wish could come true this second. What would your second wish be?
My second wish, to have more people like you looking into and studying this what's going on, because we do need somebody with a good head on their shoulders, a lot and more time than we have to offer ourselves, being addicts and all, and the right sources to do so. Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so those are your two wishes. I hope that things do get better for you and everyone else. My job here is to raise awareness, because we genuinely don't know. No one knows. Everyone thinks we're living in la la land.
Yes.
We're sending money abroad to other countries when our own citizens here need it. They're literally out here minus 18 degrees weather. As a woman with no toiletries, no women product to take care of herself, that's a disgrace.
We use hand sanitizer for heat.
They use, you guys hear that? Can you say that again?
We use hand sanitizer for heat.
For heat?
Yes.
Can you imagine, guys, what these people are going through? Anyway, I just want to sign off. Can you say the unwanted for me, please? The unwanted.
The unwanted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.